You know how we're always talking about blood sugar and what we eat during the day? Well, get this, nighttime is like a whole other thing.
Yeah, totally different ballgame.
We're diving deep into nighttime blood sugar. An evening routine for balance today. And honestly, I'm already kind of blown away by how much is going on when we think we're just, sleeping.
It really is surprising, right? Like, most people think once you're asleep, your body just sort of shuts down and chills.
Yeah.
But with blood sugar, it's definitely not the case. There's a lot happening behind the scenes, even overnight.
So I get that our bodies aren't just like off when we're asleep, but like, why does that matter for blood sugar specifically?
Okay, so one of the big things is your liver. It doesn't really get the memo that nighttime is downtime. Seriously.
Yeah.
It actually keeps releasing glucose into your bloodstream while you sleep just to keep your energy level stable, which is good, but it can also be kind of annoying because it might be the reason why you wake up with high blood sugar, even if you were super careful about what you ate all day.
Oh, wow. So even if I'm like good all day, my liver's over there messing up my numbers at night.
Yeah, it can feel that way, but your liver's not trying to sabotage you or anything. It's just doing its job.
Right, right.
There's also the whole hormone situation. At night, the levels of some hormones that usually help lower your blood sugar, they actually dip down. And at the same time, the hormones that can raise it, they might surge.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, it's a lot about finding the right balance overnight.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be ways to like work with our bodies, right? Not just let our livers and hormones run wild.
For sure. And the good news is that you have more control than you might think. That's where this whole nighttime routine comes in.
All right, yes. Let's get into it. Our source lays out a pretty detailed routine. Before we get into the specifics, though, like, what stands out to you? What's the game changer?
For me, the biggest thing is sleep quality.
Okay.
It's not just about how much you sleep, but how well you're sleeping. Even if you're in bed for 8 hours, if your sleep is constantly interrupted or you're not reaching that deep sleep, your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, it just takes a hit.
Seriously?
Yeah, it can actually make you less sensitive to insulin.
Oh, no.
Which means it's harder to process glucose properly.
So basically, I could be getting enough sleep, but if it's crappy sleep, it can still mess with my blood sugar.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Insulin's like a key that unlocks your cells to let the glucose in, for energy. But poor sleep, it's like jamming that lock. It makes it harder for the insulin to do its job.
Wow, that's a really good analogy.
Thanks.
I never thought about it like that. Okay, so sleep quality is like super important. Let's get into the actual routine now. What are some of those key steps to getting that amazing blood sugar balancing sleep?
Okay, well, the first thing is actually something you do before you even get into bed. It's all about meal timing. The source recommends that you finish dinner at least 3 hours before you go to sleep.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that before, but I gotta be honest, I'm not always that great at planning.
I hear ya.
Is it really, like, that important?
It can be, yeah. Think about it. If you eat right before bed, your body's still digesting and processing all those carbs while you're trying to sleep. So your blood sugar might still be high when you should be winding down.
Okay.
But when you give yourself that 3-hour buffer, it gives your blood sugar time to stabilize before you fall asleep.
Okay, no late night pizza parties for me then.
Pretty much.
But what if I get hungry? Those late night cravings. Do I just have to ignore them?
Actually, they have a tip for that too.
Okay.
You can have a small protein-based snack.
Okay.
A handful of almonds, some Greek yogurt, a hard-boiled egg, something like that.
Gotcha.
Because protein digests more slowly than carbs, it'll keep you feeling full without causing a huge spike in your blood sugar.
Okay, cool. So we've got the meal timing down. What's next?
All right, this one might surprise you. A light evening walk.
Wait, what? Exercise. I thought we were trying to wind down here.
We are, but just hear me out. We're not talking about a crazy workout.
Okay.
Just 10 or 20 minutes of walking after dinner can be huge.
Seriously. Just that little bit.
Yep, that's all it takes.
But how does that even work? Like, why is it so important?
So when you walk, your muscles use glucose for energy, and they don't need a ton of extra insulin to do it, which is awesome.
Oh, okay.
This is especially helpful if you have insulin resistance, which is when your body doesn't use insulin as well as it should.
So it's like a bonus workout for my blood sugar. I like that.
Exactly.
Okay, what else can we do to create that perfect blood sugar-friendly night?
Okay, this one might seem a little unrelated, but prepping for tomorrow is actually really important.
You mean like laying out my clothes and packing my lunch?
Yep, exactly like that.
I mean, I do that sometimes, but more to keep myself sane than anything else.
Oh, I get it. But it's more than just for organization. Think about it. When you wake up feeling rushed and stressed,
Yeah.
your body releases cortisol, which is the stress hormone.
Right.
And that's the thing. Cortisol can really mess with your blood sugar. It can make it spike like crazy.
Ugh. So my morning scramble is bad for my blood sugar, too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it can contribute. But that's why this prep is so helpful. Just taking 15-20 minutes each evening to prepare for the next day,
Yeah.
you can seriously reduce that morning stress and the blood sugar craziness that comes with it.
Okay, I'm definitely going to have to work on my evening prep game then.
Yeah.
What else can I do to make my nights more blood sugar friendly?
All right, this one's a biggie, especially these days. The digital sunset.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. I'm so guilty of scrolling through my phone way too late at night.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a lot of us are. But wait, what does that even have to do with blood sugar?
So it all comes back to that blue light that our screens give off
Mm-hmm.
and how it messes with your melatonin production. Melatonin.
Yeah, that's the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle.
Right, right.
And remember how we were talking about sleep quality being super important for insulin sensitivity?
Yeah.
Well, when melatonin gets disrupted, so does your sleep.
Oh, right.
And then that can lead to higher blood sugar levels.
Oh, man. So I'm basically setting myself up for a double whammy of bad sleep and messed up blood sugar when I'm on my phone at night.
Yeah, pretty much. Ideally, you want to power down all your screens at least 90 minutes before bed.
Whoa, 90 minutes.
Yeah, to create that digital sunset and let your melatonin levels rise naturally.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. It's all about winding down and chilling out.
Exactly. It's all connected.
So what's next? Bubble bath and chamomile tea.
Haha. Well, you're not far off.
Okay.
The next step is all about relaxation techniques in your evening routine.
Right.
The source talks about reading, stretching, meditation, deep breathing, things like that.
That all sounds great in theory, but I'm really bad at relaxing. My mind just races a mile a minute, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep.
I hear you. I think the key is finding something that actually works for you.
Okay.
You don't have to force yourself to meditate if it just stresses you out even more.
True.
Maybe like listening to calming music, taking a walk in nature, spending time with people you care about.
Yeah.
The goal is to find something that helps you de-stress and shift into a more relaxed state of mind.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly.
I like that. Are there any specific relaxation techniques that you think work particularly well, both for like calming the mind and also for blood sugar?
Personally, I love deep breathing exercises.
Oh, yeah.
They're simple, you can do them anywhere,
Right.
and they have a huge impact on your mind and body.
Okay. I'm always down for a good breathing exercise. Could you walk us through one that's really good for this nighttime routine?
For sure. This one's called box breathing, and it's super calming. So find a comfortable seat, close your eyes if you want, and we're going to inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4 again. Then you just repeat that whole cycle.
Okay, I'm following along. I can already feel my shoulders relaxing. How long should we do this for?
Even just 5 minutes can make a difference. You can do it before bed, anytime you're stressed, really.
5 minutes to better sleep and better blood sugar? Sign me up.
Right.
All right, so we've got meal timing, evening walk, prepping for tomorrow, digital sunset, relaxation. Is there anything else we need for the ultimate blood sugar balancing sleep sanctuary?
Well, there's one more piece. It's often overlooked, but it matters a lot.
Oh, okay, what is it?
Your sleep environment.
Interesting. Okay, paint me a picture. What are we talking about here?
Well, the source says your bedroom should be cool, ideally between 65 and 68 degrees.
Really? I always thought a warm room was best for sleep.
It might feel cozy, but a cool room actually helps you sleep more deeply. And then it's important to make sure your room is completely dark.
Okay.
Blackout curtains, sleep mask, whatever you need. And minimize noise as much as possible with earplugs or a white noise machine. And comfortable bedding is key too, something breathable.
Got it. Sounds like we're going for a full sensory deprivation experience.
Pretty much.
But seriously, why does all of that matter for blood sugar?
Because it all comes back to that deep restorative sleep.
Okay.
When you're sleeping soundly, your body can focus on all the important stuff, including regulating your hormones, which affects blood sugar.
So it's not just about how much sleep I get, it's about getting the right kind of sleep.
Exactly. And a good sleep environment makes a huge difference in getting that deep restorative sleep your body needs.
Awesome. We've covered a lot here, and I'm really starting to see the bigger picture. But before we wrap up this deep dive into the power of nighttime, I have one last question.
Okay, shoot.
We've talked so much about what to do at night, but what about in the morning? Does that matter too?
You know, that's a great question, and it actually does. While this source focuses mostly on the nighttime routine,
Right.
there are a few morning habits they mention that can help you set yourself up for success throughout the day.
I'm all ears. I'm always up for a good morning routine tip. What are they?
Okay, first and foremost, hydration.
Oh, yeah. Water.
Starting your day with a big glass of water before anything else
Look.
helps rehydrate you after a night of sleep
Mm-hmm.
and can actually make you more sensitive to insulin.
Oh, cool. I know I should drink more water, so I'll definitely try to remember that. What else?
They also suggest delaying breakfast.
Delayed breakfast.
Yeah, waiting 1 or 2 hours after you wake up before eating your first meal.
Interesting. I usually just grab something and go, what's so great about waiting?
It helps prevent those morning blood sugar spikes.
Ah, okay.
And it gives your body a chance to wake up and regulate itself before you start eating.
So it's like giving my metabolism a chance to ease into the day. Okay. Hydrate first, delay breakfast. Got it. What's the last tip?
All right, last but not least, some light movement in your morning routine.
Okay.
Stretching, yoga, a quick walk, even just 5 or 10 minutes can really boost your insulin sensitivity.
So we're kind of bookending our day with movement then, the evening walk and the morning movement.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. It's about making healthy choices throughout the whole day, not just at night.
Exactly. And remember, consistency is what matters most. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about those small changes that add up over time.
This has been so eye-opening. I feel way more equipped to take control of my blood sugar and my health in general just by paying more attention to what I'm doing at night. It's amazing how much power we actually have.
It really is. And I think that's the biggest lesson here. You're not just at the mercy of your biology.
Yeah.
You can take charge of your health, and a good nighttime routine is a fantastic place to start.
Absolutely. And it's not just about blood sugar either. It's about creating a whole lifestyle that supports you physically and mentally.
Totally. And that's what makes it so exciting. It's not just about managing one symptom. It's about feeling your best overall.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
I think our listeners are going to have a whole new perspective on the power of nighttime after this episode.
I hope so. And I hope they'll feel empowered to try some of these things and see what works for them. You know, as we get into all these details of this nighttime routine, I think it's really cool how it's not about, like, restricting yourself or missing out on things.
Yeah, I agree.
It's more about working with your body to create an environment where your blood sugar can stay balanced.
I'm so glad you said that. I was kind of worried this whole routine would be super strict, but it actually sounds pretty doable.
Yeah, totally. And that's what the source emphasizes, too. You don't have to change everything at once.
Oh, good.
Just pick 1 or 2 things that seem interesting to you and go from there. It's about making progress, not being perfect.
That's a relief. But for someone who's just starting out, where would you even begin? What's like the most impactful change they could make, even if it's the only thing they focus on?
Honestly, a consistent sleep schedule.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we already talked about how important sleep quality is for blood sugar, so setting consistent bedtimes and wake-up times, even on weekends, can be huge. It's like setting your internal clock to keep your hormones balanced, including insulin.
So it's not just about how many hours I'm in bed. It's about the routine of it.
Exactly. It's like you're training your body to expect sleep at a certain time, which helps regulate those hormones that are messing with your blood sugar.
Gotcha. Okay, consistent sleep, check. But what if life happens, like a late dinner or a deadline? Does that mean I just totally blow the whole routine?
No, not at all. Flexibility is key here. The source even mentions that, life happens. There will be times you can't stick to the routine perfectly. It's more about doing what you can in each situation.
So being mindful and adjusting as needed.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe you have to have that late dinner, but you could choose something lower in carbs or make sure you move a little more the next day. Just find ways to support your blood sugar even when things aren't ideal.
Okay, that definitely makes me feel better. It's not about being perfect all the time.
Right. And remember, those small changes you make, they can have a ripple effect.
Yeah, true.
Even incorporating just a few of these things into your nighttime routine, you're basically letting your body know that you're taking care of it.
Awesome. Okay, so we talked about meal timing, the evening walk, prepping for tomorrow, the digital sunset, relaxation techniques, and a consistent sleep schedule. What else? Is there anything we're missing?
Oh, yeah, there's one more thing. It's often overlooked, but can make a big difference.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
optimizing your sleep environment.
Oh, interesting. Okay, tell me more.
Well, they recommend keeping your bedroom cool, like between 65 and 68 degrees.
Oh, wow, okay.
It might sound counterintuitive, but that cooler temperature actually helps you sleep better.
Huh. I always thought a warmer room was better.
Yeah, a lot of people do. But when it comes to sleep quality, cooler is better. And then complete darkness is key too.
Okay.
Blackout curtains, a sleep mask, whatever works for you. And minimize noise as much as possible.
Right.
Earplugs, a white noise machine, those kinds of things. And invest in some comfy, breathable bedding.
So we're basically trying to create a sensory deprivation tank.
Kind of. But there's a reason for it. All of those things help create an environment that promotes deep, restful sleep.
Right, right.
And remember, when you're sleeping soundly, your body can focus on regulating those hormones that affect your blood sugar.
It all comes back to getting the right kind of sleep, not just enough sleep.
Exactly. And a good sleep environment is essential for that deep, restorative sleep your body needs.
Got it. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we wrap up this deep dive into nighttime and blood sugar, I have one last question. We focused a lot on the evening, but does what we do in the morning matter too?
That's a great question. And you know what? It does. They do mention a few morning habits that can set you up for a good day.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me everything.
Okay, first and foremost, hydration.
Water, right.
Starting your day with a big glass of water before anything else helps rehydrate you and can actually improve your insulin sensitivity.
Cool. I'm definitely guilty of not drinking enough water, so I'll try to make that a priority. What else?
They also recommend considering delaying breakfast.
Delaying breakfast.
Yeah, like waiting an hour or two after you wake up before you eat.
Interesting. I usually eat right away. What's the benefit of waiting?
Well, it can help prevent those blood sugar spikes that sometimes happen in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And it gives your body a chance to wake up fully and regulate itself before you add food into the mix.
Ah, that makes sense. So hydrate first, delay breakfast. Any other tips?
Last but not least, they recommend incorporating some light movement into your morning.
Yeah.
Even just 5 or 10 minutes of stretching, yoga, or a quick walk can really boost your insulin sensitivity.
So we're basically starting and ending the day with movement then. The evening walk and the morning movement.
Yeah. It's all about creating those healthy habits that support your blood sugar throughout the entire day.
I love that. And it sounds like consistency is key.
Absolutely. It's not about being perfect every single day. It's about those small, consistent efforts that add up over time.
This has been so helpful. I feel way more in control now. Like I can actually make a difference in my blood sugar and my overall health just by paying attention to my nighttime routine. It's pretty empowering, actually.
It is, and I think that's the most important takeaway here. You have more control than you might think.
Yeah.
You're not just stuck with whatever your body throws at you. You can take charge, and this nighttime routine is a perfect place to start.
I love that. And it's not just about managing one thing. It's about feeling good overall.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting. It's about creating a whole healthy lifestyle that helps you thrive.
You know, as we've been talking about all this stuff about nighttime routines for blood sugar, I've been thinking,
Yeah, what's that?
it's not just about like the specific things we do, like the meal timing or turning off our phones. It feels like it's a bigger shift, you know, like how we think about nighttime in general.
I totally get that. It's not just about adding new habits to our evening. It's like we're changing our whole perspective on nighttime as a time to, really take care of our health.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nighttime isn't just for rest anymore. It's a chance to actively make ourselves healthier.
It's a powerful way to think about it. When we see nighttime as a time for nourishing ourselves and getting back to balance, not just sleeping, well, it changes how we approach everything about our evenings.
It's true. I can already feel myself thinking about it differently. Just learning about these strategies makes me way more aware of how what I do at night affects my blood sugar and my health overall.
That's awesome. And that awareness is so important. It's the first step to making real changes. Once you start to see those connections between your evening routine and how you feel the next day, it's a lot easier to make healthy choices.
That makes sense. So how do we actually put that mindset shift into practice? How do we go from thinking about it to actually living it?
I think it starts with intention. Before you start your evening, ask yourself, how do I want to feel when I wake up? And what can I do tonight to make that happen?
Okay.
It could be simple things like dimming the lights, choosing a relaxing activity instead of scrolling on your phone, taking a few deep breaths before you go to sleep.
I love that, setting an intention for the evening. It's like we're telling our bodies how we want them to work while we sleep.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Some nights you'll crush your routine, and other nights things will come up.
Right.
Just try your best each moment and be kind to yourself.
This has been so insightful. I feel way more confident about taking control of my blood sugar and my health in general just by focusing on my nighttime routine.
I'm so glad. I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this whole deep dive. We have more power than we think. We don't have to just accept whatever happens with our health. We can take action. And starting with our nighttime routine is a fantastic way to do that.
It's true. And it's not even just about blood sugar. It's about creating a whole lifestyle that supports us physically and mentally.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this so exciting. It's not just about managing one symptom. It's about feeling our best overall.
Well said. I think everyone listening is going to walk away with a whole new understanding of what nighttime can do for us.
I hope so. And I hope they feel inspired to try some of these strategies and figure out what works for them.
For everyone listening, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into nighttime and blood sugar balance. Remember, even small changes can make a big difference, so just start with one thing. Be consistent and trust the process.
And be kind to yourself along the way. It's all a journey, not a race.
We'll have a link to the source we used, nighttime blood sugar, an evening routine for balance, in the show notes if you want to learn more.
Sleep well, everyone, and here's to restful nights and balanced blood sugar.
And that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for tuning in.